show, John Cobelt and Ken Champeau. As soon as I heard this story, I started shouting. This is one we can't put up with. If you're just joining us, we just spoke with a mom. Mother of one of 5 boys at Live Oak High School in Morgan Hill, Northern California. They wore, on Cinco de Mayo, American flag shirts and bandanas. Stuff that they've worn before. Stuff that's part of a number of major designers' clothing line.
Yeah, the mom we talked to is Julie Fagerstrom, and her son is Dominic Maciel, who is partially Latino. And he and his buddies came to school in their American flag clothing. You can take a look at the pictures of them. 4 of them are pictured on our website at johnnyken.com with the clothing that they wore yesterday to Live Oak High School. And an assistant principal, Miguel Rodriguez, approached them in the morning and said, you know what? You can't wear that today. And if you're you got to turn the shirts inside out.
So, and when they do that, usually when they tell them to turn it inside out, it's because there's something obscene.
Yes.
Yeah, that is true.
Right.
It's because...
Offensive.
Yeah.
Right.
Something too raunchy.
Well, they decided, Terry Ray, that the American flag was offensive on Cinco de Mayo Day.
Offensive to Hispanic students. And as the mom indicated, while apparently we can't ask for papers, a lot of those kids speak Spanish as their primary language. You know there's a fair number of illegal aliens in that group. And if we have illegal alien kids marching around now, unhappy that the 5 American kids haven't been disciplined further, then apparently we're just going to have to risk some divisiveness here. Because I tell you what, I've been chafing about this for a long time. These kind of insults happen in small ways every day in society. And we're all told, well, don't be divisive. What are you, racist? And especially at schools, because all the parents are afraid. They're afraid to offend. They don't want to offend the principal, the vice principal. They don't want to offend the teacher. They'll take it out on my kid. They don't want to cause trouble. All this weenie stuff. Absolute weenie stuff. Everyone's afraid. Well, what if they take it out on my kid? Oh, what if I get the principal upset? So you know what happens? Little by little, over 10, 20, 30 years, you come to the day where Hispanic kids, Spanish-speaking kids, probably illegal alien kids, have the gall to walk around in Mexican colors and intimidate American kids wearing the flag. Because that principal, who's obviously a racist, Miguel Rodriguez, was afraid of that the Mexican kids would be angered. So he thought he would nip this controversy early and tell the American kids, go home with your American flag. Go home in the middle of the state of California. Go home in the middle of the state of California. Is this what everybody died for in all the wars? So that people who barged in illegally from another country can get the vice principal to tell American kids off and shove them out of school for wearing the wrong flag, the American flag? Is this what all the veterans died for?
Shouldn't the school have taught tolerance instead of saying, oh, no, this is incendiary, please take that off or go home? Shouldn't they have taught the Latino children that you should be tolerant of the kids wearing the American flag shirts, even on Cinco de Mayo? Because that's what America's about, diversity and tolerance. Isn't that we're told by some of the political hacks who criticize our show that we're not tolerant?
Yeah, diversity and tolerance.
No, we should run and hide. Take those shirts off or go home.
Not for Americans. No diversity and tolerance for Americans. And that's why you shouldn't put up with this stuff. God, I really want to know, but I bet you nobody in the media would bother to find out. How many of them are illegal there? How many? How many of our tax dollars are going for them so they can run the American kids out of the school?
Well, nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Anymore. Yeah, but it's 40% Hispanic and a lot of kids speak Spanish primarily.
Right, or they could be anchor baby kids.
The ones who are speaking Spanish primarily are illegal alien kids, or they got illegal alien parents.
Yeah, I have to see if I can find the ESL numbers at that school.
Yes, that's usually.
I looked and I couldn't find them.
You couldn't find English as a second language, students?
Because English as a second language is illegal alien territory. Because because most kids born in this country speak English, and speak it primarily, even if their parents aren't too good at it. So that's a clear sign. Look, this is wrong. This is stuff you don't put up with. And coming on the heels of the Arizona immigration law and hearing all this screaming from party boys like Villaraigosa and Gavin Newsom, with their boycotts?
Somebody just...
And now the American kids get tossed out of school for the American flag? If you don't think this is the day that you got to get up and say something and do something, well, then you might as well just give the keys. Just give the keys to Mexico. Let them have the state.
Yeah, you're right. The polls are saying that the American people support what Arizona's doing. And I know, just in this story, that many people support these kids just trying to wear their American flag clothing. You're right. They got to start rising up and saying something. Listen to this forwarded Facebook post a listener sent to us from a woman named Caroline. I want all of you to know that I just got out of my class at Morgan Hill and was greeted by the sound of chanting and cheering. It was an illegal alien march from the students of Live Oak High School. Well, I grabbed my American flag from the back seat, and I proceeded to wave it in the air and drove right past them. Well, they screamed obscenities in Spanish at me, flipped me off, and pounded on my truck.
That's illegal aliens.
So I had to swerve to avoid their assaults, and I ran a red light. Officer pulled me over and told me his watch commander said to arrest me. I got a little excited at this because I knew it would be all over the news. But he talked me down. I didn't get arrested. But I want to tell my story. We should probably get
let's get her on. Let's go to you. Tammy, you're on the John and Ken Show.
I am madder than a wet hen. I have 4 kids, and I have never been so smoking mad. Yesterday, I put it all over Facebook. I command and am protesting that May 5th is I am happy to be American Day from this day forward, because this is the United States of America. It is not Reconquista, El Mexico, and everything else that goes along with it. And as far as I'm concerned, Cinco de Mayo is Cinco de Drinko Day. I kid you not.
It's supposed to be a stupid bar holiday like St. Patrick's Day.
Absolutely.
It's not a holiday where Americans have to walk around afraid to express any kind of patriotism, where our kids are afraid to wear American flag clothing. For God's sakes. You want to go get blasted on margaritas at the bar, go ahead. But my kid gets to wear the American flag if he feels like it. This is still our country.
And you know what? I'd like to know, where's Al Sharpton now? Where is that pendejo? You know, why isn't he speaking up for the white kids? Because he never will. And these kids are being treated like tyrannists, and I cannot believe that people are sitting back and not just absolutely being appalled. I'm just flippin' livid. I'm so glad I'm homeschooling my kids now. It's the best thing I ever did.
All right, thanks, Tammy. Let's go to Pat. Pat, who says she's a Mexican-American mom.
I am a Mexican-American mom, born and raised here in L.A., madder than a wet hen, like she just said, because of the fact that if you ask any of those kids up there what Cinco de Mayo is, bet you that whether they're from here or from across the border or from anywhere, they don't know what it is. They don't know what the holiday is. And I agree with her when she says Cinco de Mayo. This was a holiday started by the beer companies. Look at the... what is the beer commercials that come up with Cinco de Mayo? Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, Corona de Mayo is one I saw.
That's the one. We are here. We've been here. This is our homeland. I'm 4th generation. Give those kids a break up there, and I applaud them and their parents for them using their American flag to walk around it, because that's what we're about. We're a melting pot, but we're Americans first.
And you're a great example of what I call the dividing line here between those who assimilate and embrace America and the class of people that come here from other countries, legal and illegal, but particularly talking about illegal with the problem, and don't really assimilate and just decide, I'm coming here because I can get a job. I don't really care about America. And you know what? I prefer Mexico. I'm going to watch their soccer games and root for them in the World Cup. And come Cinco de Mayo, I'm going to wave their flag. And even worse, if these kids come to school wearing American flags on my holiday, I'm going to get angry.
This is what the tolerance and diversity fetishists have created now. All these idiots, and they're all in the political class, and they're in the educational class, they have been preaching and shoving this at us for years, and now this is what you've got. Where American kids have to be disciplined for wearing the flag? No. Now's the time they're going to get some serious blowback here. And you know what? You can take your diversity and just stick it up your ass. Because enough is enough. No other country would put up with this, and in America, we're not going to put up with it anymore. People come here and they blend into America. And if they don't want to blend in America, I guess that's their right too. But they are not going to punish our kids for wearing the American flag.